Alright guys, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be giving away one of these World War II field guns in my next video. All you have to do, like, comment, and subscribe. Alright guys, we're back doing another episode of Hacksaw Ridge and Lego, and today we're working on arranging the vehicles, finishing off the top of the mountain, and then some more detailing on the mountain, and then a couple other things. So I want to jump right in, and I've been working on trying to figure out the best layout for these vehicles. Now, I know weren't any tanks, etc., etc. Technically, there weren't any tanks up here where the actual battle was, but I know in the movie we never saw any tanks down here or landing craft, but go with the flow. I think it's going to look cool. So this is kind of my rough layout, what I have right now. So we have the one Higgins boat here. We've got, I guess actually, I do also have, I'm totally off script here. I do also have this Stuart tank that I kind of forgot about. And this might be more accurate, I know it's more accurate than the Hellcat right there. So we might replace that. The Sherman's more accurate than the Hellcat as well. So Higgins boats, you got a picture, you got to use your imagination here with me guys. Just load it up with minifigures, bunch of minifigures flooding out on the Jeeps. We got two more Jeeps there. This, I'm thinking for the Deuce and a Half, we could have it unloading a bunch of ammo crates and whatnot. And then the Sherman tanks will have some figures riding on top. Some guys coming through the water just to make it look cool. Once again, I know it's not accurate. And then I'm thinking like a bunch of soldiers here, like kind of looking up at the mountain. And then another thing that I think will be really cool is Lego makes these like net pieces. You probably saw this in the thumbnail of my last video. This is Desmond Doss here climbing up the mountain here. And so I ordered, I think, 7 more of these nets. They're like $3 a piece. They didn't come in many sets, but I'm thinking we can do that cool scene. I can like somehow attach them together and have it go all the way down, and we can just load up this with minifigures like they're climbing up. I think that would look so cool. So I think we're gonna do that. So those are on their way. Those are coming from the US, so they should be here by next week's episode. And then I rewatched a couple scenes of the movie, finally. I don't know why I always thought I had to just watch the whole movie, but I just looked up on YouTube some of the scenes of the actual battle, and there's a couple scenes. So there was the couple shots of them all gathered up down here. I think that would look really cool, so we can add a bunch of figures down here. The next shot is them climbing up. I think that'll be another cool thing we can replicate. So there'll be way more figures than we probably need, but I think it's going to look cool. So I have a bunch of them climbing up, and then there's another scene once they get up to the top. There's like some rock structures and whatnot they're all hiding behind before they move up, and I think that would be really cool. So I started building some of that up here. Then I'm going to have a bunch of soldiers providing cover fire, and then also just kind of hiding back here as we kind of have Americans fanning out. I think that will look really nice. And I'm thinking for the actual battle, there won't be a whole lot of Americans like deep down in here. It'll probably be like less than halfway through because a lot of this is going to be Japanese occupied. So I think that's kind of the plan as far as that goes. But that's kind of what I'm thinking so far. So we'll have the one scene where everyone's like grouping up and meeting and talking. Then the main scene where they're climbing up. And then the scene up here. And then obviously the actual battle going on. So I think that is a good mix so far. Now, that's just what I've come up with so far, and it's only the first day I've been thinking about this. So we might have some more stuff, you know, well, I know we're going to have more stuff, but the main thing that I've been trying to figure out is what to put up here. I know I've been mentioning this forever, and looking at not only some movie clips from the actual movie Hacksaw Ridge, but I've also been looking up just different Japanese and American battles, and a couple things that came to mind were some sort of artillery and mortars. I've done that before. That's the only reason why I haven't wanted to do it for this mock. So maybe some different mortars and like not only machine guns up here, but more heavier artillery. I'm trying to think what's a good example. Maybe something like, not necessarily, I mean, this is German, but you get the idea. Smaller guns like that. Do I have an example? Kind of like one of my field guns here. So something along the lines of having field gun size artillery up here, I think might work out pretty well. And then I would definitely think we need to take some of the 1x2s that I have left over here and detail the top of here, or at least the first half, because what I'm thinking is maybe we could do some rock structures, not necessarily a mountain, but just some different rocks and whatnot, and have the Japanese like coming through like they're being called in for reinforcements or something like that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think of that idea in the comments before I start going forward. But maybe I'll start doing some layout work. I'll just start kind of adding some rocks to kind of get some outlines going, and then I can show you guys a little bit better. But I guess first things first, like I said, let me know what you guys think of this current layout of the vehicles. I'm thinking we might take the Hellcat out and replace it with the Stuart. I think that's definitely more accurate of a tank for this battle, so that could be better. It's a more of a medium light tank, which I think is better. And the Hellcat, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was in 1944, so that was a little bit later in the war, and it wasn't really used for stuff like this. I believe the Hellcat was more in the European theater, as far as it was a larger gun on a Sherman base, I think it was, or something along those lines. It was used more of a tank destroyer, so this is more of a light tank for, like, you know, more machine guns, more infantry focus. So I think we're going to do that, and let's see here. Oh yeah, so another thing is, if you look closely at the front of this mountain, first of all, just use your imagination and picture that netting all the way down with a bunch of minifigures. That's going to look so sweet. But what I did is I finally went in and I added all those 1x2 tiles and cheese slopes. So you can see how all these like ledges are more or less covered with tiles. And so there really aren't too many exposed studs, which I think looks good, because I'm okay with like a stud like this, where it's just like the normal solid stud, but these studs drive me crazy because it has the open hole. So I just take a cheese slope and cover it up, and it looks much better. So you can see there's not a whole lot of studs showing. I mean, to be fair, you can't really see it from this far back. The camera kind of gives this perspective difference, like it's much closer than it looks in the camera. So it's just one of those little details. And then I also took the same and I added them like to kind of round this out and make this a little bit smoother. I added those 1x2 tiles kind of all along the front here. And so I've been working on that. And like I said, I also am working on blending kind of this transition from the sand to the actual rock. So that's what I've also been working on. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take a break from this, and I'm going to go ahead and do some outlines of some rocks. Not final, just something to show you guys. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll come back. Little side note, I have these crazy combo minifigures. These I sell on my website. There are all sorts of cool custom printed parts here. Here we got some cool examples. We've got even some World War II stuff. We've got some really cool like hype beast stuff, some really cool figures like this. These are normally $16 each. I'm doing a 20% off sale on these. All you have to do is use the code CRAZY, all caps CRAZY, and 20% off of all of these. So go get them while you can. This is all I have. Once they're gone, they're gone. Just wanted to throw that in there. Alright guys, so we went ahead and took some 2x2s and we outlined some different rock structures, shapes and sizes there. And what I'm thinking is we're going to take these and make these just little rocks. You know, these aren't going to be huge mountains, but they're going to be larger, you know, larger than these guys. Let's put it that way. So do that, and then we're also going to detail all of this blank spots just like we did all of this with the 1x2s and some dark tan. Then we're going to add some different bushes, bamboo, and grass around these, and then we'll have Japanese soldiers coming in from all different angles here. Maybe some back here having like a meeting with like maybe an officer with a samurai sword or something cool like that. And then up front here, I think we're going to have some different kinds of artillery. Like I said, something heavier than just machine guns and mortars. Probably will have some mortars, but I definitely think it'd be cool to have some larger guns like this. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. This definitely gives you guys kind of an idea of like what they're going to look like, and it just is a very nice visual. So let me know what you guys think of these in the comments down below. If you guys think I should proceed with this idea, it's definitely looks a lot better just with that than it was blank before. So it's really starting to take shape. I think whatever we put up there can't really go wrong. So I think that will be kind of a cool detail, because you got to think about it, right? You've got the beach down here, you've got this massive cliffside, and then you come up here, it's just kind of a normal landscape. There's a little bit some, you know, elevation change and whatnot. And then you got to think as it progresses, like even past where this MOC would be, it probably is going to get more mountainous and more mountains and whatnot. So maybe this could be the start. You know, you start seeing larger rocks as you get closer to these larger mounds. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments down below. Let's go ahead and cut to the giveaway winner. All right, guys, we got the comments loaded up. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, and then of course comment down below and have a chance. This week we're giving away that field gun, so that's a pretty nice giveaway there. Let's go ahead and go down and let's see here. Let's pick a nice comment here. Let's find one. Let's see here. Okay, let's do the Gun Kings. OMG, you're my favorite YouTuber. I love the videos and you never let me down. I hope you never stop. That's a great comment. That's not really related to the mock, but it's a very nice comment. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that for the comment and the winner. I'm going to start liking these and I'll reply back with winner. So just so you guys know that it is the right guy. So, and it keeps track of it for me. All right, all you have to do, the Gun Kings, shoot me a message through my website, bricktactical.com, with all the jazz, you know, address, screenshot of you logged in, etc., etc. We'll get that figured out. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Building Hacksaw Ridge in Lego. Can we just take another moment? I know I do this. I think I did this last week, but look at how good this cliff is looking compared to this mock. I mean, we zoom out here. This just looks awesome. So like I said, I cannot wait to get that netting done, get a bunch of figures on here. Once we get the figures, it's going to add so much more depth and color to the mock. It's going to look really good. And if you guys can't envision that, trust me, it's going to look great. So I can't wait to start working on that. That's definitely on my radar for this coming week, as I'm going to start getting together some designs of some new parts, some new figures, and we can go from there. And then, of course, let me know what you guys think of all of this ideas back here that I talked about earlier in the video with the different rocks and whatnot. I think it's a good alternative, and I think it'll be simple, but I think it'll work well with the mock. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Guys, we are on the road to 100,000 subscribers. So once we hit that, we're going to do a huge giveaway. But in the meantime, we're doing weekly giveaways on the Battle of Hacksaw Ridge. So like, comment, and subscribe, and you'll have a chance to win, in this case, that field gun in next week's episode. All right, guys. Last thing, check out my newest song. It's Reflections on my Aldera YouTube channel. I'll put a link to that in the description. Other than that, I post every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. And I will see you guys in another video for Hacksaw Ridge next Sunday. Peace out, guys.
And fade away, yeah, I guess I'll leave it to chance when you stomped on my heart. Don't know what to do now, but drink some more. All the feelings I had left in the past. Now it's time to move on, what could go wrong? Gonna fill up my cup and sip on my drink, and I'm gonna forget all the things I would think. I can drink on this drink and swallow these drugs. I won't lie to you, still miss the hugs. All the good and the bad, all the times I was sad, all the times I was mad, all the things that we had. Just wanna forget all the lies you told, all the things you did, all the things you stole. I don't